Llamitas Preschool Spanish Morning Binder is the Spanish curriculum that I wish I had 5 years ago when I first started homeschooling. My name is Dany and I'm a bilingual homeschooling mom. I have 4 sons. And today I'm going to do a flip through and a review of this preschool morning binder. So let's get started. I want to highlight how beautiful, colorful, and cultural this binder is. It is just so inviting for preschoolers. On the back of the binder, you're going to see the beautiful animals from A through Z. And all of these animals are part of the letter cards that you will be using in every lesson. So the cards came in a plastic baggie. There it is inside there. Ours broke, which is the reason why I am using a binder pocket. Here are the vowels so that you can see them. They are cardstock, they are laminated, and they are created to last. Here it is. And then we have the introduction, both in Spanish and in English. There are 2 pages. Next, we have the alphabet from A through Z, of course, in uppercase letters and lowercase letters. The next page reminds me of handwriting without tears. It just explains to the child the formation of the letters. Next, we have the table of contents. I'm going to zoom in so that you can take a closer look here. So at the very top, we have A cantar, let's sing. And there are 7 songs that you and your child will learn. Yes, you will learn them too. They're so catchy, so fun. Then they have the actividades diarias, daily activities. That includes the calendar, the weather, all about me, and I feel. I am so glad that they included that emotional component. So there are 27 units. There are 27 because there are 27 letters in the Spanish alphabet. It tells you what letters you're going to cover per unit. So unit 1, letter O, they will be covering a number and up until a number every lesson up until 20. And then after that, there are no more numbers since they're only learning numbers 1 through 20. And then there are forms and colors that they take turns. Not every week, not every lesson will your child learn a color and a shape. A cantar was the name of the section. And we have, the first song is the alphabet, el abecedario. At the top of every page, you're going to see a track number, and that tells you to log into your account and to play track 1. And track 1, you're going to hear an a cappella song of el abecedario. Every song is a cappella, and I'm going to sing a little bit of it, but just so you know, on their Instagram, they do have the full song preview. So it says, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Very catchy song. The next song is Vamos a contar, let's count, and then that tells you to play track 2. Vamos a contar de 1 a 20, vamos a contar, verás que fácil es. And then it continues on. The days of the week tells you to play track 3. Los días de la semana son 7, son 7. Los días de la semana son 7. Very catchy. I sing the song throughout my day, even after we are done with our preschool binder. And what is so great about these songs is that my older children who are not doing this binder and who have never done this binder are singing the songs because they hear me and my preschooler singing these songs. The next song is Months of the Year, track 4. Track 5 is the weather, followed by colors, track 6. And the final track is track 7, which is shapes and figures. All right, so next we have daily activities, actividades diarias. And this is going to include the calendar. That's how it's going to start us off. Hoy es domingo. You will hear in the track, domingo. And then estamos en verano, verano, verano. The next page is the weather. ¿Cómo está el clima hoy? Hace calor, hace frío, buen tiempo, mal tiempo. Hay tormenta, viento, niebla. Está soleado, nublado, nevando, lloviendo. And it is okay if you are not fluent in Spanish. You can still do this, especially because that audio is just so helpful. Next page is all about me. This is such a special place to put a picture of your child. I took my child's picture off for this video. Me llamo, and then my son would say his name. Tengo, he would point to 4 because he just had a birthday. 4 años. He's so excited that he's a number bigger. Vivo en, and then this page is my son's favorite page. Me siento, and then he wants me to read all of the emotions, and then with his little finger, he thinks about it, and he's like, Me siento, and then he'll touch a picture, for example, here. Agradecido. And of course, I would have already said this one. All right, so moving on, that is the end of daily activities. Now we are in Unit 1. So I'll show you what that looks like. My son was 3 years old when he started this binder. Okay, so it starts off with the letter O, the vowel O. So track 63 tells us to play that track, and it says something like oso, oso, o, o, o. And what I like about this binder is that they are learning how to count syllables. So, oso, we would clap 2 times, oso. Here he's asked to trace the letter O and to point to all the O's and to circle all the O's in these names of these animals that all start with the letter O. On the next page, we have tracing the letter O and coloring the picture of the animals that start with the letter O. In this lesson, he learned círculo. Track 64 plays círculo. And then it says, ¿cuántos lados tiene un círculo? 0. Círculo, he traced his círculos. He learned the number 1. All right. That is it for Unit 1. And all the units here on are going to look very similar for the vowels. Okay, so I do want to point out that every 3 lessons, they do have a review. So the first pages is going to look very similar to what you've already seen. And then it's going to have an extra page where there's a review page. I love that there is a review at the end of every few lessons. Let me zoom in so you can see what it says. Circle the correct number according to the pictures. Encierra el número correcto de acuerdo a las imágenes. So, un oso, 2 abejas, 3 iguanas. And here it says, toca el círculo amarillo. Or you could say, touch the círculo that is amarillo. And then here it says, encierra la letra con lo que inicia cada dibujo. Circle the letter that each picture begins with. So for example, this one, ardilla, a, ardilla. So he would circle A, and he did. We may do 1 page or 2 pages, or it's hardly ever that we do a full unit. That seems too much for my little preschooler, especially since it's not the only thing that we do. On the next page, you're going to notice that it does look a little bit different. And that is because now we are blending sounds. A, ma, e, me, I, mi. O, mo, u, mu. And then here it says to match the syllables to the pictures. Mariposa, medusa, mono. And also this bottom part, it says complete the syllables. So what's missing? Mono. And just be mindful that in the previous page, they would have already learned these names. So mono, medusa, mariposa, mama. So it is okay if you are like, I don't know how to say jellyfish in Spanish. That's all right. It says it in the previous page. Okay, so morado for that unit. And as you can see, there's another review right there, very similar to the one that I already pointed out to you. And here is the review for this unit. Very similar to the ones that you've already seen. More blending of sounds, more matching the syllables, and more completing the syllables. Rojo. We are up to track 90. I just love how colorful and how beautiful this is. Right, so lesson 25. Before that, there's another review, very similar to all the others. All right, so now we are at the end of this morning binder. Lesson Unit 27. And then this is the final review. I want to highlight it. I'm going to zoom in. It says, ¿Cuántas figuras puedes nombrar? How many shapes can you name in Spanish? ¿Cuántos colores puedes nombrar? How many colors can you name in Spanish? Can you count to 20 in Spanish? ¿Puedes contar hasta 20? ¿Puedes cantar el abecedario? Can you sing the alphabet in Spanish? And if your child is singing the song and that's how they're able to tell you the alphabet, that is great. All right, next one says, ¿Puedes nombrar los días de la semana? Can you name the days of the week in Spanish? Can you name the months of the year in Spanish? ¿Puedes nombrar los meses del año? ¿Cómo está el clima hoy? What's the weather like today? Tell me in Spanish. So there you have it. That is the end of the Spanish morning binder. Llamitas is just such a gift to my family. This is the curriculum that I wish that I had 5 years ago when I first started homeschooling. If you are thinking about it, I just want to encourage you to give it a shot. Whether you get the digital source or the printed source, it is going to be so helpful for you and your child. You get to come along your child and learn a second language with them or to strengthen your native first language. I hope you found this video encouraging. If you have any questions for me, please comment below and I would be so happy to answer them. And come along with me, subscribe to my channel as I continue to share more bilingual homeschooling videos, and I also share videos on emotional regulation. And I always end my videos with saying that I hope that you are loving your one beautiful life.